Earlier this year, the administration placed regulations on fossil fuel energy plants. It was part of Biden's green energy push. Joining me now is journalist Thomas Catenacci. Thomas, what were these new rules, and are they going to be killed by Trump?
Well, thank you, Stuart, for having me. Yes, these new rules were finalized in April this year, and the administration decided to do something pretty surprising that wasn't expected, which is they finalized these rules that applied to existing and future coal plants and future natural gas plants. So essentially, they punted on regulating existing gas plants. And as you know, existing gas plants represent by far the majority or the largest power source in the country. About 43% of our electricity is generated by these existing natural gas plants. And so what that does is it opens up the potential for the Trump administration to come in January and through the EPA to halt that rulemaking. It doesn't even require, a new rulemaking process to be initiated. They just can choose not to finalize these rules. And what that will do is protect and insulate a huge source of power that impacts consumers, that impacts manufacturing, that impacts businesses, and could really help save consumers a lot of money. It's part of the Trump campaign and now incoming Trump administration's plan to really target and fight inflation.
Here's another one for you. Mr. Trump has promised to claw back unspent cash from the Inflation Reduction Act. I think you're talking hundreds of billions of dollars. Can he claw back hundreds of billions of dollars? Can he get that done?
Yeah, this is a topic of intense debate right now on Capitol Hill. And there are a few measures that he could do, a few different actions. One of them is called impoundment, and it is essentially an executive action he could take that he took in his previous administration, that he's promised to take in his future administration, which is analyzing through, the Elon Musk Department of Government Efficiency, analyzing where there is money that maybe is wasteful, that hasn't been spent yet, and to halt that money from going out the door and to save taxpayers money. Now, of course, all of this is going to be subject to litigation. There's going to be lawsuits from environmental groups, from civil liberties groups. It's going to be really across the board. And so, and to your point, it is hundreds of billions of dollars, and only a fraction of it has been spent yet. So there's really a lot for the Trump administration to do on this topic. But one thing I want to note for you is the pick of Lee Zeldin for EPA administrator really signals that this administration understands there's going to be a lot of lawsuits, a lot of litigation around especially its environmental and energy agenda. Lee Zeldin doesn't have a huge track record with environmental issues, but he is a lawyer and he knows how to fight these things and lawyer up his agency to protect it from all of these incoming lawsuits as the administration claws back green energy funding, as it targets some of the environmental justice programs, as it targets the solar subsidies and really everything above.
Hope springs eternal. I'll leave it right there. Thomas Catenacci, thanks very much for joining us, Thomas. We'll see you again real soon.